Hi guys, for our today's topic is about adolescence. Adolescence is the period where puberty begins at 12 to 18 years old. By the end of this stage, most will have completed puberty. The child is now called a teen during this stage. The teen is becoming more vocal about his or her opinions due to the development of a unique personality. Peer pressure, however, will be present, which is why guidance from parents and guardians is very much needed. For us to know them well, we need to consider the four domains which are physical, socio-emotional, language, and cognitive, and also their typical and atypical development during adolescence. Typical development is what we have expected to them. On the other hand, atypical development is unusual that they possess during their stage. Now, let us know their physical domain. Typically, they reaches adult weight and height. Both sexes experience a rapid increase in height. For girls, this begins between 8 and 13 years old, with adult height reaches between 10 and 16 years old. For boys, they begin their growth spurt slightly later, usually between 10 and 16 years old, and reach their adult height between 13 and 17 years old. Both nature and nurture can influence their height. But sadly, on the other side, some of them have limited mobility. Based from Johnson and Hazelberg 2010, mobility may also be affected by their own fears and other perceptions of the environment where they were failed to develop. And also, there are limiting factors, like parents' attitudes toward their offspring's mobility. For short, they limit their self due to the fear and consciousness of their own actions. Now, let us proceed to their socio-emotional domain. Social changes and emotional changes shows that a child is forming an independent identity and learning to be an adult. And they will begin to conflict with their parents and show more independence from them. And also, they become more interested with their opposite sex. Peer relationship provide a unique context in which children learn to communicate to others. Empathy, cooperation, and problem-solving skills should be developed. Sadly, some of them have limited peer connections that may be due to their insecurities and self-consciousness are the effects of their changes. And this condition should be addressed by their parents or guardians for adequate development. During adolescence, children with atypical development may exhibit inappropriate behavior in public, such as dangerous driving, illegal substance use, and fighting. Next is their language domain. Social language skills are the huge importance to adolescents. For a normal developing adolescents, they can continuously speak clearly and expresses one thought accurately. In fact, the ability to detect and respond to sarcasm from peers is a critical skill that teenagers with typical language development find difficult to learn. However, based from speech canopy/resources, children with language difficulty generally have problem with most aspects of social language, including having adequate conversation skill and knowing social rules. Lastly, let us know their cognitive domain. As cognitive development progresses in adolescence, teens begin to be able to think in more abstract ways. They imagine possibilities far into the future and may think about the concept of thinking itself. That is based from Center for Parents and Teen Communication. In addition, they also acquire and use defined work habits like fixing their bed regularly, have an initiative to do household chores, and treat their studies as a work ethic ground. For short, they are more responsible. Behaviors that are atypical should be observed keenly and recorded carefully. At times, The recorded observations might just be isolated events with no significant impact on later development. However, they might also be early warning signs of needs. The observed patterns will be useful to confirm if there is such a need.